I'm Geraldine Malloy Melvin. I was born in Sampson County. I was raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Hey.
Since I want to ask you a couple of questions for Papa Son broadcast. What makes black people free?
Freedom is a state of mind to me. You have to put forth some efforts and do some great thinking to be free. You have to know where you're going and you have to know where you came from to be free. Everybody's sense of freedom is not the same thing.
In today's time, what's the difference between when you were growing up and how these kids and like my generation is growing up now?
Well, when we were growing up, the village raised the children. The families in the neighborhood took care of the children because the parents worked. There was no discrepancies and no upsetting when other family members chastise your children. But nowadays, people don't want nobody to chastise their children, and they think their children are always right, which isn't so. And you can't say, my child doesn't do this and my child doesn't do that, because your child will do the same thing anybody else's child will do. But when they're in your presence, you say what they will do and what they won't do. But when they get out with their peer pressure, they will do anything anybody else is doing.
Okay, and you was around the time that Martin Luther King and the march. What's the difference between the marches back then and the marches now?
Well, the marches then were more peaceful and more organized. Not that there's a problem with the protesters now, which they are needed, because there's so many discrepancies going on and people don't understand each other. They don't have the mindset to talk to each other. They talk at each other. You have to have an understanding in situations like this. Everybody is equal, whether you realize it or not. There's only one race, and that's the human race. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin or whatever. But we have to be intelligent in what we do and what transpires between each other.
Thank you. This concludes the interview with Ms. Geraldine Melvin.